The U.S. Coast Guard seizes nearly 20,000 pounds of pure cocaine worth $215 million. And today it was offloaded right here in San Diego. It's our top story on the 4. I'm Anna Laurel.
I'm Carlo Cicchetto. CBS 8's Kelly Hassett joins us live from the waterfront downtown. Kelly, I understand you also have video of crew members out at sea actually seizing these drugs.
Yeah, and that's right. You know, I've covered these drug seizures before, but I've never seen the video like I've seen it today. The U.S. Coast Guard shared with us some of what they encounter during these missions. Take a look.
Video from back in March as the U.S. Coast Guard approaches a boat they suspect is attempting to smuggle drugs. Guns drawn, they order everyone on board to get down and surrender. They say under that blue tarp are bales of cocaine. The men on board are detained and searched. Crews later transport the drugs onto their ships and then set the boat on fire to destroy it.
And we can't leave it sitting out there. They're not big enough to be towed anywhere.
Commanding officer of the cutter Kimball, Bob Kinsey.
These are typically boardings that are occurring, 500 miles from shore. So way out there, the cartels have been pushed deep into the high seas.
This is just one of 6 drug seizures made by crews from the cutter Kimball and cutter Forward between February through April off the coasts of Mexico and Central and South America. Today we watched as nearly 20,000 pounds of pure cocaine was removed from one of the ships by crane. $214 million worth of drugs in tightly wrapped bales were carefully offloaded. Commanding Officer Kinsey says these missions are personal for him and for his family back home in Indiana.
It's 100,000 lives have been lost due to fentanyl, and that starts with the cocaine that fuels those same organizations. My own family has been impacted by this. We lost my nephew who was 21 years old to a drug overdose. So when we go down and effect an interdiction, it means a lot to me. It means that the cocaine that you see behind you is not going up some kid's nose in Indiana.
And you heard him talk about just how far out some of the cartels have been pushed when it comes to operations like this. He says that that's one of the goals, is to make it as expensive and difficult for them to funnel drugs into the U.S. Carla and Anna.
Kelly, it's interesting to hear the commanding officer talk about how these missions are personal for him, how they touched his own family. A lot of times we're just seeing the video of the drugs, hear a lot of the numbers, right?
Yeah, absolutely. He also mentioned that before they even went out on this mission, he asked the crew members, how many of you have been affected by the drug trafficking trade? And he said nearly everyone raised their hands. So he said this just highlights the importance of the work they do. 20,000 pounds of drugs is really just a drop in the bucket when you look at the big picture. But he says any dent that they can put in the cartel's operation is a win.
Yeah, you can tell for them it's more than a job. It's a real mission. Kelly Hassett reporting live for us. Thanks, Kelly.